Hey guys, Victor here, coming to you with another deck profile, and for today's video, we're going to be doing an updated hero deck. Now, as for like the changes that I've made to the actual deck itself, I've basically just made it a little bit more tailor-made to be able to go second, just because this deck has a very difficult time actually going second in most situations. Now, even though it is tailored to go second, obviously, if the situation arises, we're going to be going first pretty much every single time. So, with that in mind, let's just jump straight into it. As always, we're going to be starting off with the monster lineup first, and for the first time on this channel, I'm going to be showcasing 3 Elemental Hero Stratos. Now, I've always said that it doesn't really matter if you're playing 2 or 3, and I still stand by that. I just really felt like playing 3 for this specific version, and obviously Stratos is a good card, right? On summon, it's able to search or destroy spell and traps. It's just a phenomenal starter pretty much every single time. And then to accompany our 3 Stratos, even though we're playing 3 and normally you'd see 1 Shadow Mist, I'm still opting to play 2. And it's going to make more sense once we actually get to like these spells and like the extra deck portion. But just the fodder that this provides you with and the extra little bit of grind game is just very much appreciated. So yeah, I definitely still like 2 Shadow Mist, even though I bumped the Stratos count up to 3. Then for the other elemental heroes, you play the 1 Liquid Soldier to draw 2 when it uses fusion material, and sometimes you can normal summon it to bring back a hero from your graveyard. Usually it'd be like Shadow Mist to be able to search out Mass Change if you're going like the Fusion Destiny combo, but yeah, you're typically always going to want to just use this card as like a fusion material to get the draw 2. Then for that one, we're also playing the Elemental Hero Neos, as we have to play the Neos in order to play the Flame Wingman stuff. So yeah, auto include. And then for the final Elemental Hero, we're still going to be rocking the 1 Blazeman. I just really like the versatility that it offers you, as it's pretty much like another method that you can use to play around cards such as Dimension Shifter, which this deck does have some trouble. Especially because if like Shifter is active, right, and you don't have a hero in the graveyard, you're not going to be able to use cards like Vision Hero Vine to search out Polymerization. So we just use Blazeman as like another decent alternative to that. Then for the Vision Heroes, of course, really standard lineup: 3 Vision Hero Faris, 2 Vision Hero Vyon, and 2 Vision Hero Increase. Not much needs to be said. It's the standard for a reason. Then for the Destiny Heroes, we're of course going to be playing 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. So while 3 Malicious is really cool, truth be told, you don't really need it all that often. It's just nice to help you extend a little bit further, but for the most part, the deck was fine without it. But we're of course, we're going to appreciate it while we can. And then we also play 1 Destiny Hero Denier, which is basically Malicious copy number 4 and 5. Then for the final Destiny Hero, we're just playing the 1 Destiny Hero Plasma, who, when you combine it with cards like Master Hero Darklaw and Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, can pretty much just like auto win you the game on the spot in a lot of situations. And that's it for the hero lineup, but we do play 1 extra hero monster, or just 1 extra monster in the hero deck, being the 1 Crosskeeper. I still really like it. Much like Blazeman, I feel like Crosskeeper does provide you with like that extra little bit of dimension that I feel the deck sorely lacks in a lot of situations, as its discard effect allowing you to special summon a hero from your grave or your hand. It's just it pretty much just allows you to play through cards such as like Drone and Lockbird, right? It's one of the main reasons why we also play the Blazeman, to play through Shifter, and just having those little bit of options is just invaluable to me. And not only that, but when this card is in the graveyard and you summon a fusion monster, or a elemental hero fusion monster, it's basically Liquid Soldier, as you're able to banish it, draw 2, and then you put 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck, which is really helpful for helping you unbreak with cards like Vision Hero Increase, because let's face it, it will happen at some point. And with that, that's the monster lineup, and now we can finally move on to the spell and trap portion. Now to kick off the spell and trap lineup, we're of course going to be showcasing 3 A Hero Lives. This card, pretty insane. Just pay half your life points and then you special summon any level 4 or lower elemental hero monster from your deck. And we have a lot of really good ones in the form of Stratos, Shadow Mist, and Blazeman, and even like the occasional Liquid Soldier, depending on how gassed your hand is. Point is, this is pretty much like the best starter in the deck, and we really do not care about life points anymore. They're basically just like a second resource. As long as they're not 0, we're fine. But you definitely got to play 3 Hero Lives. Then to accompany our 3 Hero Lives, we're playing 3 Fusion Destiny. So a Hero Lives is the best starter, and Fusion Destiny is the best finisher in the deck, as you typically want to save this for last, or when you're like out of options, just because with the way that the modern hero deck plays, you don't want to start with Fusion Destiny anymore, just because it does end up locking you out of key combo pieces such as your Flame Wingman stuff. So yeah, just keep this for the end. And then, like I said earlier, this is one of the cards that allows you to go into like the Liquid Soldier, bring back Shadow Mist play, and that means it's a 1 card instant Darklaw if you really want to, but you don't really have to. But yeah, either way, still gotta play 3 Fusion Destiny. And then for the final 3 of spell, we're playing 3 Forbidden Droplet. So you know how I said earlier at the very beginning of the video that this deck is geared more towards going second? Well, in the current metagame, Forbidden Droplet is basically the best card to play if you're going to be going second, just because it helps you address so many different boards and so many different decks, as long as you're not staring down like a shifter. But yeah, just like being able to go like a Hero Lives, Chain Forbidden Droplet, and basically just use up a card for free, and then full combo your opponent after you stop their key pieces, it's insane. Then for the 2-ofs, we're playing 2 Triple Tactics Talent to go with our 3 Forbidden Droplet. This is something that I'm constantly going back and forth on if I want to play 2 or 3, but for now I just opted for 2. It's fine, you know, the card's insane when it's able to actually resolve, but a lot of the times you're just going to be staring down like an imperm with no other hand traps in hand, because that's just the type of card the talent is, you know. When your opponent has hand traps, you don't have the talent. When your opponent doesn't have hand traps, you have the talent. So it is what it is, but even so, going first or second, I'm just like, it's a phenomenal card. What can I say? Then for the other 2-ofs, we're still playing 2 Polymerization. I still really like having the double Polymerization just because it allows you to have a little bit more breathing room, as you don't have to go into your Wonder Driver turn 1, and it does provide you with like a little bit more flexibility, right? Because if you open the 1, that means you don't have to shotgun cards like blazeman or vyon immediately, and even if they get negated, it's okay because you already drew the Polymerization. And there's also another card in the Xtra deck that allows us to get max value out of this, but we'll get there when we get there. Next, for the final 2-of spell in the deck, we're playing 2 Mass Change. This card is literally only there to summon Darklaw. We play a third one in the side, so if you go first and you know Darklaw is really good in the matchup, you put that in, and if you're going second, you just take one out and it's an easy side out. But yeah, just 2 Mass Change is fine. And then for the 1-of spells, you play the 1 Miracle Fusion, because it's Miracle Fusion, the 1 Foolish Burial, and the 1 Reinforcement of the Army. Basically just additional consistency cards, and I still really like Foolish Burial, especially in this version, because you can send more than your heroes, right? You can also send Crosskeeper, which basically means that this card can turn into like a potential draw 2, depending on how good your hand is. And that's it for the spell lineup. And then for the traps, we only play 1 trap. We're not playing Imperm. I just don't feel like it's really needed because we play the triple droplet. So as a result, we're just playing the 1 favorite contact. You know, summon Shining Neo Swingman during your opponent's turn, blow up all these cards. And even if you're not summoning Shining Neo Swingman, there's plenty of other good cards that you can make with favorite contact. So with that, it's the main deck, 40 cards like always, and now we can finally move on to the Xtra deck. Now, when it comes to the Xtra deck, we're going to be starting off with the 1 Exceed monster replay, which is number 41, Bagooska, the Terribly Tired Tapir. This card is pretty much just in here as a last resort for when we get hit by cards like Droll and Lockbird and Dimension Shifter, and we basically have no other plays. Hopefully, it'll be able to buy us another turn, but let's be real, it's pretty much never going to do that. But it's nice to have like a little glimmer of hope, you know? So yeah, the 1 Bagooska, and then for the Link monsters, you play the 1 Extra Hero Wonder Driver, who when a hero monster is summoned to his own it points to, sets a fusion spell card or a change quick play or whatever from your graveyard to your side of the field. So it resets your miracles, your polys, your fusion destiny, your mass changes, whatever. Then we're also playing the 1 Extra Hero Infernal Devicer. This card has one purpose and one purpose only. That is to search out elemental hero Neos. That is literally all it does. Then to accompany that, we're playing 2 Extra Hero Cross Crusader, who is able to bring back a Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard, and then you can tribute a Destiny Hero monster you control to search your deck for any hero monster. So, you know, you have your good consistency pieces and your recovery in the form of Wonder Driver, and that's pretty much all you need for the Link monsters. Then for the fusions, we're playing 2 Master Hero Darklaw. We play the 2 Mass Changes, 2 Darklaw's a no-brainer. I see some people playing 1 Darklaw with like one of the Wind Master Heroes, whether it's Divine Wind or Blast. It doesn't really matter. They're basically just doing that to protect their stratos from cards like Effect Veiler and Impermanence, but this deck plays so many dark monsters that I feel like it's kind of a waste just using your 1 Mass Change on to help ensure that like a stratos survives and just is able to resolve. Because in most situations, right, if you need the stratos to resolve in that case, you're just 1 interruption away from losing the game anyway. So I'd rather just go all in on the double Darklaw, which can auto win the game in so many situations, which is something that Blast and Divine Wind just can't do. So yeah, 2 Darklaw. And then for the Destiny Hero fusions, we're playing 1 Destiny Hero Dangerous. This is in here for the 1 card Fusion Destiny play, which gets you your Darklaw. As for those of you that don't know what it is, you just activate your Fusion Destiny, you send Malicious and Shadow Mist, but you're not going to be activating Shadow Mist effect. You summon your Dangerous, then you activate your Malicious in the graveyard to summon a copy of itself from the deck. You link the 2 into Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader's effect will activate to bring back a D hero, but I'd recommend getting back Dangerous just because if you try to get back the Malicious, you put yourself at risk of losing to a card like a Bestial or a DD Crow, because, you know, some people do play it. So yeah, just get back the dangerous instead. Then your Cross Crusader is going to tribute the dangerous. You're going to add a liquid soldier from your deck to your hand. You're going to normal the liquid soldier. You're going to special summon the Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist effect will activate, and then you're going to be able to search out the Mass Change, which gives you access to the Dark Law. So, you know, really simple stuff. And then for the other Destiny Hero fusion, we're playing one Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Card is insane. It pretty much warped the format at one point in time, and for good reason. It's a quick effect pop that can pretty much bring any Destiny Hero monster back from the grave when it's destroyed during the next standby phase. So it's a very big nuisance to have to deal with consistently. So yeah, just play the one. You don't need more than that unless you're playing against like a Xtra deck, I guess. But those decks are so few and far in between that you don't really need to worry about it all that much. Then for the Elemental Hero fusions, we're playing the one Elemental Hero Flame Wingman Infernal Rage, who on summon is able to search out any favorite card. So that basically just means we're searching out our favorite contact, as that's the only good one currently. But in the very near future, we're going to be able to search out Wingkaribo level 6, as I'm pretty sure that one's always treated as like a favorite card. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. Even so, like I said, this is basically just there to search out favorite contact in most situations. And then if you use Neos as a material, you contribute this card to special summon a level 7 or lower hero from your deck or extra deck that cannot be normal summoned or set. And what you're typically going to be summoning off of that is your Elemental Hero Sunrise, who on special summon, not fusion summon, special summon, is able to search out for Miracle Fusion. So, you know, you tribute your Wingman, you get your Sunrise, and you do get the effect to search out Miracle Fusion. And then on top of that, Sunrise boosts all your monsters by 200 attack for every different attribute you control. If a hero monster battles that's not Sunrise, you get to pop a card on the field, whether it's your turn or your opponent's turn. So yeah, this card is pretty solid. And then for the final, I guess like OG, like non higher than 8 Elemental Hero, if that makes sense, we're playing the one Elemental Hero Escuridao. We don't play Absolute Zero, we don't play the Shining, we don't play Great Tornado, we don't play any of those guys. We only play the one Elemental Hero Escuridao, as this is the only one that we can make off of Fusion Destiny, and that's because it's the dark monster. So sometimes you just need that little extra push to be able to OTK your opponent, and this is the only card that can pretty much provide you with that. So yeah, just one Elemental Hero Escuridao. And for the other Elemental Heroes, we're playing the one Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman. This is pretty much going to be your go-to guy for favorite contact, especially during the end phase of your opponent's turn, as you're usually going to be able to pop 2 to 3 cards fairly consistently. And when you combine that with cards like Dark Law and stuff, it's just, the game's literally over at that point once this card hits the field. Then for the other hero fusion, we're playing the one Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. This card, it's okay. When it's destroyed, you're able to special summon a warrior from your deck. It's just like another game ender, and I guess much like Shining Neos Wingman, it also gains attack, but instead of having monsters in the graveyard, this one gains attack for every material. Depending on how many fusion monsters you use to fusion summon it, it gets additional attacks on your opponent's monsters. But something that they both have in common is that when it destroys a monster by battle, you're basically just using it like the original Flame Wingman, right? So you're going to be burning them for the monster that got destroyed's attack. But I don't really make it all that often. I don't know why. It's an okay card, but I just literally just pretty much never make it. And then for the final card, we're playing one Guardian Chimera. So this is going to be the main card that you use to pretty much just like dissect your opponent's board when you're going second, thanks to the use of Polymerization, and your opponent is literally never going to see it coming. They see a Polymerization come down and they're just going to assume it's something weak like a Flame Wingman or a Sunrise or whatever, but you hit them with the Guardian Chimera. And in a lot of situations, once this card hits the field, you basically just won the game, because you're going to be summoning it off of Polymerization. So that means they cannot target it to negate it with cards like Veiler and Imperm. Then another really cool thing that you can do is try to chain block it with cards like Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, which is one of the main reasons why I play more than one, right? So you use Shadow Mist as material, you go Chainlink 1 Guardian Chimera, Chainlink 2 Shadow Mist. They can't stop it with Ash Blossom. You get to draw 2 cards, you get to pop a card on the field typically. Like, this card just does so much for the deck, and I love it in this deck. And with that, that's the hero deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!